Now, Iran made a big mistake. This drone was in international waters. Clearly, we have it all documented. It's documented scientifically, not just words. And they made a very bad mistake.
How will you respond, Mr. President? How will you respond?
You'll find out.
Are you willing to go to war with Iran?
You'll find out. You'll find out. I mean, obviously, you know, we're not going to be talking too much about it. You're going to find out. They made a very big mistake.
Mr. President, you said Iran is a different country. Do you still hold that opinion?
Oh, absolutely. When I came here, Iran was in 14 to 18 different sites of confliction. They were extremely hostile. They were hostile when they signed the deal. They were screaming death to America. And I think probably Iran made a mistake. I would imagine it was a general or somebody that made a mistake in shooting that drone down. And fortunately, that drone was unarmed. It was not, there was no man in it, and there was no, it was over international waters, clearly over international waters, but we didn't have a man or woman in the drone. We had nobody in the drone.
Are you still open?
It would have made a big difference, let me tell you. Would have made a big, big difference. But I have a feeling, I may be wrong, and I may be right, but I'm right a lot. I have a feeling that it was a mistake made by somebody that shouldn't have been doing what they did.
Who do you think did
I
that?
think they made a mistake. And I'm not just talking to the country made a mistake. I think that somebody under the command of that country made a big
Are you
mistake.
still open to talking to Iran's leadership?
Let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. It's all going to work out.
So you think it wasn't
members of
intentional?
your administration who want
Say it?
Are you saying you think it wasn't intentional to strike the drone?
I don't know. I find it hard to believe it was intentional, if you want to know the truth. I think that it could have been somebody who was loose and stupid that did it. But we'll be able to report back, and you'll understand exactly what happened. But it was a very foolish move. That I can tell you.
What is the
Do you feel like there are
intelligence
members
show?
of your administration who are trying to push you into conflict?
No, not at all. Not at all. In fact, in many cases, it's the opposite. But I will say, look, I said, I want to get out of these endless wars. I campaigned on that. I want to get out. We've been in Afghanistan for 19 years. As you know, we've reduced very substantially in Afghanistan. We beat the caliphate. We took back 100% of the caliphate. When it was 99%, Justin, I said, we're going to get out. We're going to start peeling back. And everybody went crazy because it was 99. So I said, all right, so we'll finish it up. So we got 100%. And we're pulling that back out of Syria. We're pulling a lot of people back. But this is something, this is a new wrinkle. This is a new fly in the ointment, what happened shooting down the drone. And this country will not stand for it. That I can tell you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Very much.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to the story. Caitlin, thanks, guys.
Thanks for CNN. Let's go.
Thank you.
CNN, thank you very much. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you very much. Let's go.
Press, let's go. Thank you.
Let's go. Thank you.
Press, thank you. All right, thank you.
We're leaving now, CNN. Thank you.
A very important conversation between the President of the United States, the Prime Minister of Canada, and reporters in the Oval Office discussing many big issues, relationships with China, the prospects for the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement. I'm going to set those aside, though, to talk about the moment of war and peace that dominated the discussions between the President, the Prime Minister, and the reporters there. President Trump saying, and this is very important, he thinks somebody made a mistake. A general or somebody else made a mistake in Iran in shooting down an American drone. The President saying it would have made a big difference had that been a manned aircraft as opposed to an unmanned aircraft. And he's saying somebody was, quote, loose and stupid in Iran. The President there, even though he also said we'll see if there is a U.S. military response, seeming to de-escalate, if you will, not directly blaming the Iranian government, not escalating his rhetoric there. Our CNN's Caitlin Collins is live at the White House. Caitlin, as the President took those questions there, he seemed to be saying that what he believes, and one assumes he has been briefed by intelligence officials about this, is that the Revolutionary Guard, forgive the term, got out over its skis perhaps here. It did something that surprised even its own government.
Yeah, and John, I was in the room there and I asked the president, what does the intelligence show? Does it show that? Because that was the president there making news for the first time, saying that he thinks this was an actual mistake by someone in the Iranian government to shoot down this U.S. drone. Now, of course, he didn't say how the United States is going to respond, but that was in response to my question, do you still think Iran is a different country? That's a statement that the president has made several times, saying essentially he believes that they've changed their behavior since he has gotten in office. So you see the president there saying that, but that is news there that the president president was saying he thinks that they made a mistake about this. He thinks it was some general potentially who may have made the decision to shoot this drone down, saying that they were being loose and stupid. So the question now is that going to change how the president responds to this? Because they've been pretty clear so far, based on what CENTCOM has said about shooting down that drone, that it was the Iranians, that it wasn't over Iranian airspace, that it was over international waters, which the president did tell reporters there in the Oval Office that is clearly documented. But every time we asked what is going to be your next action, the president would not telegraph that because he said he didn't think that would be a smart decision. He only said that we will see. But of course, John, a big deal there that the president is saying he thinks it might have been an actual mistake that Iran shot down that U.S. military drone.